in the NFL and in sports, and we FC it was the Reelers, and the Steelers stayed under pressure during the game and performance.
I just like that it was go. Too many turnovers full of a problem for this team moving forward. Just Stanley on the front line, who they interceptions and 2 fumbles. The Pittsburgh Steelers in the championship.
You absolutely can't. And Vince played better. It was those turns. It was 4th down. He was just kind of reaching for the sticks, yards. But one of the things about Burger didn't play well. He didn't do anything. But when you have the defense that they overs, because TJ in the backfield pressuring Lamar, the numbers right. He had 5 QB tackles, and we all know that Minka sealed the game for the Steelers. It was the down on Lamar's chest and disrupted that beast. And when you have a defense that like this, now you mentioned implications are that moving forward for the
box score, Jacoby, and as the Titan their teams lose dominant line, it's going to affect the pass game in particular for the much Lamar loved to throw it across the middle that away. And Dobbins had a great, but it's going to be interesting to see us on their front line when he just got paid the highest deal. So I'm glad he got his bag.
Absolutely. Sort of the opposite of what happened. Give up 260 for the AFC and the NFL, a blueprint of the team from the undefeated in the AFC to much defeated in the AFC. You've been times here to prove himself. His audition, that audition did not go that with a fumble at the end. What did you see from?
Now that ain't this. And this ain't disappointed in his performance, Jacoby. At least drive his team dishing to possibly win the game. Former MVP the season, running the football amongst quarterbacks. But here's what I'll say, and I saw it weeks ago. It's one thing when you against linebackers and defensive men raking at the ball, usually loose. And Cam had it in the wrong play, and you reward the defense.
It was a great play by just Cam not holding the ball in the right hand. First lost fumble the entire season. And this was a game that was going into overtime. We talked about this being a pivotal game for both of these AFC East, looking comfortable. And the Patriots saying to themselves about the future of the 20.
Skin gloves. Hope you're Patriots or leasing house. Watch. You're trading who? Who's on the block? This is a team, Jacoby, that has 20 years. This ain't the NF still got a chance to win the division. It's Jacoby. They're not doing this year. Continue cleaning house.
In their position with the Patriots is concerned. Well, staying with the AFC East is the Miami Dolphins. They made Fitzpatrick on the bench and start the Rams defense. Didn't look good at first due to support Tua to get them this victory.
Brian Flores, who made a great decision. Out to Mike Tomlin, who passed Tony Dunn, African-American coach. And when you decide, Jacoby, especially when Aaron, but then all of a sudden kicked in, and they got a touchdown from team victory. That's how you quarterback in his first game to victory.
By 326-yard victory. And I want to focus on the defense. Rams, who like to scheme for you. They were getting the line. They even had Christian Wilkins coverage and getting the interception. This was in defense against a Rams off, and it worked. And Jalen, I've got some good news. Look at their upcoming games. It was definitely here because they're favored to win in 4 run here.
I hope so. Right. And when you shouting out Springfield, yes, I played my McDonald's high school field. It's great that the Dolphins, when you have a quarterback in the year where you see rookie Burrow doing really well, and he did a great job leading them to.
And I was going to make a joke about how you were recognized by the Hall of Fame, just you and all your efforts that actually got you in Springfield. These Saints and Bears should have been, but ultimately it was Alvin caught and gained the Saints to the victory.
He just glides there. This is shades of Gale doing it in the return game like Gale in his hands. Don't it just look like he's smooth?
Yes.
Can run it between the tap, receiver coming out of the backfield, and without Emmanuel Sanders, Drew Brees dual threat and propelled them to Chicago Bears.
Kamara has some games, which according to the last is the memory of the NFL since the merger. The thing I do want to mention is that if you look at Nick, completed passes, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, it looks that bad. If Matt Nagy isn't thinking he's a little bit more mobile, a little bit more pocket and do some things, that's something to keep happening during this game. There was more, and that is our. Jalen, this is a very rapid-fire, soft move, a boss move, Ubbins and Gardner-Johnson.
Yes.
Now, we all see it on social, so this is. Before you see this, it's actually mouthpiece of Wim. Soft move or boss move?
It's a boss move to rip out your I don't mind this day.
Okay, secondly, then it's Wim's mouthpiece of Gardner-Johnson, and then punching a mouthpiece as retaliation.
And Wims is a big dude. Battle, you better be ready to go off.
Have Wims punching a man in the head. soft mover ball.
That's how you break your hand, do something that's going to affect your livelihood.
To me, this was the most curious element of the whole. Completely stoic and unresponsive after on a football field. Soft mover ball.
That's subjected at that point. It's like you see not retaliate, so he should act.
And then finally, on the top of everybody.
Nah, it's a boss move to help out your team. That big dude down. Look, he shut down Jacoby. I tried to.
He looks like that from me. To everybody, while we do not convert or anywhere, we do enjoy to talk. We've really celebrated this weekend. You need an intervention time. Jalen, you said was going to wax Michigan's the Lions. At 3, that was not the case. You need in relationships with these two teams. You're in it with both of these teams, and I encourage lifestyle deeply. Please, teams.
And look, I mean, it's so here's the thing, Jacob. 1-9 against teams with the game, our last 10. And this loss to was the worst. Harbaugh became our head coach. In the locker room with my team in the because their crosstown season just started. They rendered the rest of it unless we beat Ohio State. What to do to your rival? Some of them have gone to Michigan State University. My family. I must bow. Basketball season.
Problem for the Cowboys. Not just.
But we're going to cover them because they're still, trust me, our supporters are Cowboys or the Lakers for topic. For the Cowboys is something I've been saying. To pay Dak is when you look at how this team has negatively, you would love to know Zeke's contracts. It's going to be really tough to do. Will makeover offensively and still ranks as one of the top. Change your offensive dynamic. Offensive line plus figure something to do with Amari this year. Has he had
Jalen, is you would think with Ben DiNucci's attempts since week 2, he has on the line of scrimmage. A lot of it going to Pollard. You should probably hand him the ball. His star at James Madison University. Isn't Barry out there? DiNucci was just like doing it out there. Well, moving on to not like the one we were just discussing. And the Seahawks. The Seahawks making Niners and Russell Wilson so easily. What do you think of Russell?
Foremost, the 49ers. Anytime Bosa gets injured, losing a franchise quarterback, Thurman being out, that team's over. And the sweet pounds, DK Metcalf catching every passes, Russell Wilson more season than any quarterback in the hit. Look ferocious. Adam, that's at either level in the league. They have coaching. The Buccaneers, I feel those lucky to see who's going to come out of the NFC.
Because Tom Brady of the Buccaneers actually down pass through 7 games than Russell Wilson's to the elite status. You guys look for this, Jalen Rose. And one thing I want to overreact to things, and is the future of the 49ers. He went out, but he was 11 for 16 with 8 quarters. All of a sudden, Nick gets to prevent defense, and it was kind of comes in, and I don't know, for 238 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sport at the difference in salary, you have to long for San Francisco. Staying with the top teams in your Lions division. It is with 1 win. This is going to be a blowout. Well, Dalvin Cook had something to say about that.
I just want to make sure I always acknowledge Titans, the Rams, and the Passes based on the teams they were facing. Shout to Dalvin Cook. 2, 3, 4 times since. Wait, Bobby Moore, the guy that's a trailblazer football player who also knocked down barriers for people in multiple sports, or until you come to Jalen and Jacoby. Troy Polamalu this week giving you the Gale Sayers. Shout out to the OG of
undefeated Steelers. We've discussed Lamar Jackson, the MVP, but quietly, wait, I have a question. Where are my homies? Patrick Mahomes passing touchdowns, no big. Everybody, he carried back literally during this game back into the MVP conversation.
President, all I know, teams lining up to take the Chiefs so that to stay. Because they have Hartman, it's Robinson, Kelsey, it's Mahomes spreading the football around, making it. The Jets. The Jets will do that to you.
The Jets look like an all-pro quarter. Knockout that you will not believe. Something you see that. You're watching Jalen and Jacoby.